of the parallels. The parallels are from east to west, or from south to north, or from north to south. Levinson, please.
Parallels of latitude are from east to west.
Correct. Why? Because are the same in the same direction than the equator, right?
Yeah, it's equal to equator also.
Okay. Correct. 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 So this is important to know. You have this in mind, so at least you know where you are. At least you know what you are talking about. So, because the theory here, we can try to study a lot of theory, and I can tell you we can go deep in the manuals, we can go deep in this, but I want you to open your mind, and I want to open the way that you will think as a pilot, okay? When you are inside the aircraft, you are not in an office, you are not in a laboratory. When you are inside the aircraft, it's a place to show the skills, okay? So knowledge will be there, but the skills have to be very fast. A skill have to have a reaction immediately about what you are doing. Where are you going? From where are you coming? This is the most important. So yes, thank you for sharing in the display, because parallels of latitude are airborne cycles on the surface on the Earth whose planes are parallel to the equator. They lie in an east to west direction. Their function is to indicate a position north or south of the equator. So whatever you are talking about meridians, meridians are opposite. Meridians are coming from pole to pole. So equator and parallels are flying from east to west. Okay, so whenever you are flying, the aircraft is moving through the planet, you will understand where you are and where you are going. So you will interpret the charts. All this will become step by step. No need to worry now. No need to get any kind of tension. Just now try to have your brain, your mind open to all these kind of scenario, 3D, 4D, or 5D. So in the way that you want to interpret it, doesn't matter. So Levinson, can you read what about graticle? Can you read in the display?
Sure. The network formed on a map or the surface of a globe by the prime meridian, the meridians, the equator, and the parallels of latitude is called graticule. The graticule is an analogy on the Earth's surface of the XY grid on the graph paper.
Correct. Correct. So please, could you move the chart, and let's go to the planet that actually we are talking about all these. So for example, do you have the North Pole and South Pole? Okay. So can you see very, very clear the parallels of latitude? Also, you have east and west, so you can see the equator and the meridians. The meridians are coming from north to south, and the parallels and the equator are coming from east to west. So once you interpret this, okay, so you can have a situation awareness very clear, and you can start to navigate. So once you start to navigate, it's because you know where you are and you know where are you going. Using the graticule to the position of any point can be accurate and unambiguously defined. However, position is defined by angular measurement, degrees, minutes, and seconds of r, not by distance, as on Cartesian coordinates. This is the foundation of the latitude and longitude system. So angular measurement, the fundamental unit of angular measurement is the degree, which is defined as the angle subtended at the center of a circle by an r equal to the 360 part of the circumference. Hence 360 is a circle. Okay, so in aviation, for a pilot, it's very important to know what is the meaning of 90 degrees, what is the meaning of 180 degrees, what is the meaning of 360 degrees. Why? Because this will be maybe most of your maneuvers when you are flying. Okay, so what is the meaning of 90 degrees? 90 degrees mean to the left or to the right. Doesn't matter if you are flying to the north or to the south, to the east or to the west. 90 degrees will give you the chance to fly to the right or to the left. Okay, so once you're in a route and the ATC or the tower or the mobile control radio, whatever, they will request to you to go out from the airway, from the route, so you have to fly 90 degrees. Okay, so we are talking in degrees. Degrees, you will talk for everything. So these will be in the charts to interpret, for example, a degree is subdivided into 60 minutes of R. Okay, a minute can be further subdivided into 60 seconds of R. So this is the reference that you will get also for approach. When you are approaching, you will be landing the aircraft. You will interpret all these kind of angles by seconds or by minutes or by degrees. Remember, degrees, minutes, and seconds depend on the size of the scenario that you have inside your aircraft. This is very important to keep in mind and try to understand the concept. No need to study, no need to memorize too much, but you need to understand. So that means you need to read. Try to read. You need to watch videos. Okay, the videos will help you to understand. So I will share with you information. Don't worry. Not today. Today, just this is our first class. I just want you to open the eyes about what is the meaning of this subject. This subject is beautiful. It's amazing. You will love it. After you start to understand this subject, you will feel that you are a real pilot. So the above units are mainly used for angular measurement of position, but for angular measurement of direction. It is more common to use degrees and decimal of degrees. Okay, so if you read the manual and you read the Oxford notes, what they want to talk to you, they are trying to tell you the same that I am trying to tell you. They are talking about position and they are talking about direction. That's why initially I talk to you, I say where you are. Where are you? Okay, where are you? So where you are in Mumbai. You are going to Dubai. Where are you going? You are going to Mumbai. So it's a direction, yes. You need a direction because you don't know you will go to the west. You don't know you are going to the east. You don't know you are going to the south or you are going to the north. Okay, so that's why these units that we are using, okay, that they show you in a 360 circle, is to make the pilot the easy way to fly through the 3D or 4D or 5D. This is the way that you will understand where are you and where are you going. Remember, to become a pilot, first, you need to know what is the scenario that you are expecting before to take off, after takeoff, and after landing. This is important. So why we are talking here about, for example, when we are talking about latitude of any point is the R, okay? Angular distance, always they are talking distance, position, distant, position. So measuring along the meridian through the point of the equator to the point. It is expressed in degrees, minutes, and seconds of R, and is annotated north or south according whether the point lies north or south of the equator. In the figure 1.8, so please let's go to the figure 1.8. You are looking at the Earth sideways on from space, okay? Example, the North Pole is at the top of the diagram, okay? The angular distance between where the meridian of A cross, yes, cross the equator, point P and point A is 40 degrees, okay? So you can see, this is just a kind of language. This is just the language that you will use to interpret the information. That's why they say they want to talk about 360, they want to talk about degrees. So these degrees will show you where you are and where you are going. So you are looking at the air sideways from space, the North Pole is at the top of the diagram. The angular distance between where the meridian of A cross the equator point and point A is 40 degrees, and the latitude of point A is 40 north. Okay, it can also be said that A lies on the parallel of the latitude of 40 north. Okay, so once you see the diagram and you are in the center, okay, yes, you are in the center, you are pointed exactly there. So you know that you are over the equator, okay? So once you decide to go out, in this case, you are flying, for example, from west to east. You are coming from west, you are flying exactly over the equator. Once you go to the center of the circle, you decide to take to the left, okay? So over the latitude 40 degrees north. So then, where is the north? The north is on top or is down? Is up or is down? So the north is up. So that's why immediately for you is to the left. Why? Because you are in the aircraft. But you are in the classroom or you are in the computer. Once you see first, you are watching, you say, no, my left is west, up is north, right is east, down is south. Yeah, because the point of view from the ground is totally different from air. Once you are in air, you will have some kind of instruments inside the aircraft that will help you to interpret what are you doing. 40 degrees. All the instruments are calibrated in degrees. So when you fly, also the ATC will provide to you information in degrees. What they will say, okay, fly degrees, fly 40 degrees to the left. Fly 40 degrees to the left. So you will fly 40 degrees. To the left, you will approach the north. So you will fly northeast. So you know where you are. This is important. Where you are, where are you going? So remember this concept, and for you, all these subjects will be easy. So I want to continue just to tell you something else. Okay, in the figure 1.8 that we have now in the displays, coming from the equator to the center of the Earth, okay, then for a northerly latitude of, say, 40 degrees north, construct a line from the center of the Earth with an elevation angle from the equator of 40 degrees. The pressure angle for southerly latitudes where this line touches the surface of the Earth is the 40 degrees north parallel of latitude. Okay? This is very important to understand. Where this line touches the surface of the Earth is the 40 degrees north of latitude. The range of latitude values cover the equator 0 degrees north and south to the geography poles. The North Pole is 90 degrees north and the South Pole is 90 degrees south. Yes, that's why before I mentioned what is the meaning of 90 degrees? 90 degrees mean to the left or to the right. Okay, what is the meaning of What is the meaning of 180 degrees? 180 degrees mean from ahead to back. So in this case, you have to come back from east to west. Or when you are flying from east to west, and you have to do a 180 degrees. So you will start to fly from west to east. Okay. So this concept is important to have your mind always aware about where are you going. Geocentric and geodetic latitude. For example, the definition of latitude given above is based on the center of the Earth, okay? Namely, it is the smaller angle between the line joining the point to the center of the Earth and the plane of the equator. This is geocentric latitude because the Earth is actually an oblate spheroid. A different definition of latitude can be used, namely geodetic or geographic latitude. Geodetic or geographic latitude is the smaller angle between the normal 90 degrees to the meridian at the point on the spheroid and the plane of the equator. The normal line does not necessarily pass through the center of the spheroid as illustrated in the diagram below. Note that the shapes used in the diagram are exaggerated for illustration purpose, and the real spheroid is much closer to the sphere than shown. The latitudes plot on navigation charts are geodetic latitude. The maximum difference between geocentric and geodetic latitudes occur at approximately 45 degrees north and south, and is about 11.5 minutes of hour. So something very important here with all of you. You interpret what they say. You see, they mention a lot of theory, and you are not engineers, you are a pilot, okay? So you need to catch aviation. Aviation sometimes talk in a tricky way. So aviation is show you a lot of information, but the main that you need to catch is there. What they say? Check, this is very important. Check. Know that the shapes used in the diagram are exaggerated for illustration purpose, and the real spheroid is much closer at the sphere than shown. Okay? This means that you never, ever go to fly keeping in mind what is in the charts on the diagram. No. You need to think like a 4D or 5D dimension, dimension. You need to know that you don't have limits up, that you have limits down, you don't have limit to the left, you don't have limits to the right, maybe you don't have limits on front, and you don't have limits on your back. This is the way that you need to study this information. Information is there. Always try to keep in mind that you are in flight. Okay? Don't study just like memorize what the book say. No. Reading this geocentric and geodetic latitude, for example, try to keep this information in mind that you are in the cockpit, and the cockpit is at 10,000 feet. And you are over Mumbai, and you are going to Dubai, or you are going to Bangkok. Okay, I want to ask, for example, Rubet, you tell me something. It's very,
Yes,
very, very simple question. If you are flying from Mumbai to Bangkok, Bangkok is the capital of Thailand. If you are flying from Mumbai, that is one of the main cities in India, and you are going to Bangkok, okay? and you are a pilot, and you are flying at 20,000 feet, never mind, whatever, but you are in flight. You are near the clouds, or you are on top of the clouds. You are flying from Mumbai to Bangkok. What is the main thing that you have to keep in mind? What is the first information coming to your mind? You are a pilot, you are going from Mumbai to Bangkok. After we read this subject, we are talking about parallels, meridians, we are talking about Ecuador, we are talking about all these things. What do you keep in mind?
Sir, I have to keep checking on weather. As I am going from one country to another, there might be changes in weather conditions.
But we are not. But now we are yes. But now we are not too worried about meteorology. We are not. We are talking about navigation. So from Mumbai to Bangkok, what do you think about? What is the main that you need to understand, or you need to keep in mind as a pilot? Never mind. Never mind.
Captain,
Today
first
is the
thing
first
we
day.
will
So
Captain, first thing we'll think we'll fly on the east.
who else want to talk? Yes. Who say?
Levinson.
Levinson. Excellent. And thank you for helping your friend. Rubek is exactly that you have to keep in mind. Now you are studying navigation. Of course, you will take in consideration the meteorology condition. That is true. But the main is that you are flying from west to east. Okay? So
Yes,
if you are
sir.
flying from west to east, where are you? So you are flying from west to east. So where are you flying? Over what? You are flying over the equator, or you are flying over the meridians? Where are you flying?
Sir, I'm flying over
Or
parallels.
parallel to the, or you are,
I'm flying over parallels.
or you are flying parallel?
Yes,
Correct,
sir.
correct. Over the parallels. That mean that you are flying parallel to the equator, right? So when you are
Yes.
flying parallel to the equator, what are you crossing? What are you crossing? You crossing one meridian, you crossing second meridian, you will cross the third meridian, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
So you will cross so many meridians, right? Yes, because the meridians are coming from north to south, and
To
you are
south,
coming from west to east.
west to the
So
east.
then, as a pilot, you need correct, correct. So what is the value? What is the value of these meridians when you are crossing? These meridians are in meters. These meridians are in kilometers, or these meridians are in nautical miles, or these meridians are in degrees. How you interpret these meridians?
Degrees.
Degrees.
They're very good. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. So this is the way that you need to study. This is the way you need to step by step. Once you start, one day you will become like, like a very senior captain, senior TRI, senior TRE. You will become examiner and you will teach your students. But now you are learning. So you need to go step by step. So you need to understand why you are talking about parallels, why you are talking about meridians, why you are talking about degrees. Because you don't talk only about degrees. You will talk about nautical miles also in another
Yes.
scenario. You also will talk about, for example, kilometers, or you will talk about meters. Okay. So then you need to identify. You need to